as the crypto world still processes the impact of the FTX bankruptcy. Cathie Wood and the team at Ark Invest have just released their analysis for the month. So, as always, we'll be taking a look at the key points made and also why they remain extremely bullish even in the worst part of this crypto winter. And so we'll be covering three main things. Firstly, Cathie makes a great point that Bitcoin and Ethereum have just passed a very important test. Then she gives a perspective shift showing why we are still very early in the crypto market. And then we'll finish with why she believes a 30x is coming and why this is not just an investment of our lifetime, but of anyone's lifetime. As always, if you do enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, always appreciated. Okay, first up, Cathie gives an overview for the month and why crypto just passed a very important test.
Is the crypto market. And, I think in our last In the Know video, we were remarking and impressed that Bitcoin had been much more stable. It was in the 17,500 to 23,000 range. It had been more stable than the equity markets and the bond markets. And we thought, wow, that could be a leading indicator. Maybe Bitcoin's going to be a leader in the next bull market. And then, of course, early in November, FTX went bankrupt. It does appear that there has been fraud involved. Now, what we took from the price break associated with it, if you looked at a chart of Bitcoin, as many technicians have from the beginning of this year, they've basically said this thing's going back to 10 to 12,000. That's where it has support. It doesn't have much support between here and there. Well, guess what? It stopped at 15.5 and it is now around 17. So it has withstood a massive amount of uncertainty in terms of what's going on in the crypto market. And one of the things we have been impressed by is how the Bitcoin blockchain and Ethereum, neither one of them skipped a beat in terms of operations. No transactions interrupted at all. If you think back, if you were in the markets in 2008, 2009, the markets froze. Banks stopped processing. They didn't know where the counterparty risk was, and the absence of information, the absence of transparency, the market froze and the Fed had to come in. It was a near-death experience for the global financial system.
So, firstly, you may have already seen, and I've certainly covered this a few times myself, that there are a number of calls for Bitcoin to go down to this $12,000 range, as technically there is major support. But as Cathie pointed out, Bitcoin held the line at 15,000, and this was against the huge impact of the downfall of FTX. And then the other key point is that unlike traditional financial markets, when in the great financial crisis of 2008, when in the middle of the crisis, the banks began freezing up. Whereas Bitcoin and Ethereum for this entire year continued to work as normal, and they did not skip a single transaction. So I would say they are now officially battle tested. Okay, next up, Cathie now gives a great comparison as to why we are still very early in the crypto market.
And then just to put into perspective the fallout from crypto, at its peak, the crypto asset ecosystem, all of it, I think there are more than 10,000 crypto assets. Most of them, or many of them, will not be worth much, but there has been a lot of speculation. the entire crypto asset ecosystem hit somewhere between $2.9 and $3 trillion. Is now down to roughly $800 billion. Now, put that in context. Apple is a $2.3 trillion company, one stock. So that just gives you a sense of how early we are still, and how unlikely it is that what has happened in crypto could cause a systemic financial crisis. Now, we probably are going to see more fallout, and we think we can dimension it.
So, a good point made in that Apple, just one stock, is 3 times the size of the entire crypto market. So this does say to me that it's undervalued for sure. Now, investing in crypto, unlike stocks and bonds, we don't work with 5% or 10% annual gains. We work with 10x, 20x, even 100x increases. But as we all know, this does come with bigger downsides as well. And to finish up, this is why Cathie believes a 30x is still coming our way.
And so what we encourage our companies to do, now that we are ready for prime time, is to invest aggressively right now to capitalize on some of the most important investment opportunities of our lifetime, of the last, really ever. We believe that the market cap associated with truly disruptive innovation, transformative innovation, will go from 7 trillion now, less than 10% of the global equity market cap, to 210 trillion in the next 8 to 10 years. That's a 30-fold increase. That's exponential growth. And I think that a reason a lot of people have trouble with our strategy is we've grown up in a world of linear growth. And the last time many investors heard the phrase exponential growth was in the tech and telecom bubble. And there's a lot of muscle memory associated with that. Many of those managers became value managers. I know, and I hear them denigrate our strategy, perhaps because of their experience. We've been doing the real research on disruptive innovation. And according to Wright's Law, and according to all the learning curves, cost declines, and so forth, we are ready for prime time in the 5 areas around which we have centered our research and investing.
So, from Cathie Wood's perspective, now is the time to invest aggressively to capitalize on investment opportunities that are not just the best in our lifetime, but in anyone's lifetime. So how's that for a call? As if the best opportunity in our lifetime wasn't enough, it's actually the best opportunity in anyone's lifetime, ever. And so, to sum up, Bitcoin and Ethereum have continued to shine, and they didn't miss a single transaction, even in the worst market conditions, which is much better than the traditional financial markets. The fact that the entire crypto market is just 1/3 of one stock shows that we are still very early. And as of right now, in the midst of this huge crash, Cathie believes now is the time to invest aggressively. So, there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now, I will be releasing my own personal plan for 2023, so stay tuned for that. But for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.